us.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Thursday call at a slightly later time than normal. So I hope this time is good because I do like this time. And so we're going to be talking about water, my friends, and how not every water that you may have get your hands on is the same. Why is this product from this company, Timol, has made such a difference, not just to my life, but to so many other people out there? So as you see on the slide, it says an opportunity of a lifetime has arrived. I say every single presentation, an opportunity of a lifetime has arrived, but more so a product of a lifetime has arrived, because this product has been an absolute game changer, especially for me. And if the people who are involved, they will also tell you why they're loving this so much. So before we go into the details on how this company with their product is making a difference, we need to look at what the situation that we're dealing with. Any product is out there, any company that's in place is in the marketplace today is only there because they have a solution to a massive problem. We have a massive problems, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think anybody on here would deny that people are, not living to their full extent. And if when they are living to their fullest extent, their quality of their health is no longer there. All right. And I was just, a couple of hours ago, I was just outside topping up my tan and grabbing some vitamin D. And I was outside this Portuguese place, and I was just seeing people coming into there, and they were elderly clientele, I would say. And just observing people and how they're moving and their bodies and stuff like that. I mean, I before this product, I was somebody who was feeling the pain of some random pain that was in my hip, and I'm like, I'm too young to be moving like that, right? But there's things that we can do, and you're going to hear tonight about this company and this product that's made a massive difference for so many people. Our modern day lifestyle, my friends, is contributing to the problem. Okay, we are literally, as somebody was saying, digging our graves with our teeth, which was quite a profound statement I heard many years ago. But the fast food industry is it's huge. That's why there's these chicken shops everywhere, littered on every high street in every country around the world. Even in places that you wouldn't think that will be like this fast Western food, there is, and it's convenient. But convenience also comes with a price. So if this is your daily staple, then there's a problem. If you have it now and then, may not be such a big deal. But the problem is the quality and the content of this food. For example, the acids that are the acidity of this food. If you were to measure this food, we want our bodies to have the best, right? I'm sure you will agree. And so when you go to the supermarket and you pick up your greens and all this stuff, right? You get your kale, you get your different vegetables, cucumber, whatever it is, right? And you get it home. A lot of time, it may look good, but the nutrient value may not always be there because it's been sprayed to death. They're force producing food, all for profit, right? And so the foods on the left and the foods on the right is all mainly for profit. So if you're not growing your own, which is quite difficult to do in our modern lifestyle, then you are at the beck and call of these industries that are out there. And so, my friends, the problem that we have, there's a solution. So we're not here just to talk about the doom and gloom out there. There's always a solution. And for me, I found one of the best solutions to help in this problem. So let's look at the problem in a bit more depth, because ideally we would want all of the antioxidants and all of the fruits and veg and all the different colors of the rainbow on our plate, right? That's what they're meant to say, right? We are meant to have a lot of that as opposed to a little bit. A lot of times you go to a place to get food and there's a little bit of vegetables might be sitting on your plate, just literally hanging on the side to give it a little bit of color, and everything else is just like your carbs and your things like that, right? But you ideally want to have the best combination, a big mix of that, so that your body's gonna be able to digest all the food that you're taking in, right? So that is that in itself. Now, what happens when you don't get all of that? This gentleman did, back over 100 years ago, won a Nobel Prize on his thesis, and this was on the primary and prevention of cancer. And we know, my friends, if I did a survey on this call, how many people do you know right now that may be struggling with their health? People that you know that may be in hospital, or somebody you heard of may be in hospital because of cancer. Unfortunately, it's rampant out there. All right, from whatever age upwards. You growing up, I never heard of children having cancer, and now it's like children hospital with cancers and things of that nature. And there's many different reasons why we are facing this battle in 21st century living. So his whole thing here was about acidity, and in his work, as you will see here, he talked about the metabolism of tumors. So this gentleman, Otto Heinrich Warburg, demonstrated that all forms of cancer were due to two basic conditions. That's not, it wasn't some conditions. All conditions were down to two basic conditions. One of it was acidosis, which is the acidity of the blood. We're going to be looking deeper into that on the call today. And hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen. So we know we need oxygen to breathe and live, just like your cells need oxygen. And if you're not getting it, guess what? You're going to have a problem, and you do not want to have a problem, especially as you age, because the things, as we know, healthcare is very expensive. So he says here, cancerous tissues are acidic tissues, healthy ones are alkaline tissues. And I learned this many years ago. I came across a book after, unfortunately, my cousin who passed away from cancer many years ago, and she was young. She was young. I don't even think she hit 40 when she had passed away, and it was devastating. I still remember it when the phone call that I received, and it got me on this journey of what could have been preventative, and I started to go to the States a lot, and I go to these conferences, and I was learning about health for the first time. And I was almost getting angry at myself that I couldn't do something to help her. And I started to learn about your body being acidic. And if your body is acidic, your tissues are acidic, it's a breeding ground for all sorts of disease. You name it, it's going to be there. So it was getting me on this journey. And so look at this, my friends. We're talking about cell oxidation. If you see this video, this is a healthy cell. And you see this thing called free radicals. And a free radical is just an isolated oxygen atom. Again, that word oxygen atom. And if you have too much of that, it becomes harmful to the body. All right. So I don't know about you, but growing up, there was a slogan, in the 70s, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Right. Now, I keep showing you my age. Gives the doctor away. I don't know about today's apples, but I'm sure you need a lot more than one apple a day. And talking about apples, I don't know if any of you guys experienced it, but I used to eat these apples. I'll go to Sainsbury's and stuff and eat these apples. Even after washing it off, it would have this weird effect on my lip. I don't know if it was coated with something or what, but it was weird. And I had another friend who said, yeah, that happened for her. And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was just me. It's kind of weird. You don't know what's going on with these apples and these fruits. You've got to literally look at the labels and look stuff up on the internet to make sure you can even eat it. And check this out, guys. I was just going to interject on this one. There is a video I saw a few days ago, and they said that there's food being launched. And I say launched because it's a product. It's a product offering. And on the label, it says it may not be fit for human consumption. Now, that's like an oxymoron, right? There's food that may not be fit for human consumption. So why are they allowed to sell it? That's a whole different story in itself. So guys, there's stuff out there that's just, we know it's poisoning us one way or the other. And if you see this video here on the right, that's what happens when you're too much free radicals. You're over bombarded, and you don't want that to start bleeding into your blood system, your blood supply. So how can we prevent this? Antioxidants are crucial. They're important to our bodies. And if you don't believe me, do some research. There's a link there. You can check it out for yourself. Now, what's the effect? There's studies that showed that there's a link between lifestyle disease and free radical damage that's going on rampant in our bodies. Talking about cardiovascular disease, we know untold amount of people, early age with cardiovascular. How about diabetes? So many people rampant in our community with diabetes, age-related degeneration, Alzheimer's, guys, Parkinson's, cancer, metabolism disorders. There's enough there to make you want to sit up and say, wow, this free radical stuff is really out of hand. You know what I'm saying? I need to get a grip on it. And my friends, we're going to be talking about a product that helps with that. And again, not here for any health claims. We're here for, if anything, maybe some entertainment purposes. But the information I'm sharing with you is not theory, okay? It is not theory, it is real. We're going to have hopefully some testimonials that can substantiate what I'm saying to you. It says here, guys, which is why I love to read this stuff and not just tell you this stuff, because I'm no medical professional, but these guys are. He says the amount of antioxidants in your body is directly proportional to how long you will live. This is Dr. Richard Cutler, former director at the NIA, National Institution of Aging. Okay, so imagine this guy with his credentials and his doctorate is telling you the amount of antioxidants in your body is in direct proportion of how long you will live. So if you want to live a nice, long, healthy life, not a life that you're literally just trying to survive, but you are thriving, you feel great, you've got your best health, your mind is sharp, and things like this are a direct result of what could be a problem in our modern day lifestyle. Getting rid of what this free radical stuff is all about. Now, the effect on your body is immense. As I showed you just some of the bullet points on some of those things that we are struggling with our health. How about this one, my friends? When the outward appearance shows that you are aging prematurely. Now that the guy Richard, Dr. Richard, I call him, he already said about, the aging. He's the director of NIA, right? National Institution of Aging. And he's telling you that what happens when you don't have, when you have, too much free radical damage going on. Now, if you're not listening to him, you're going to listen to the person looking back at you in the mirror in the morning. Because if you're aging before your time, and it's visibly clear that you're aging before your time, there may be something going on in your body that you obviously need maybe to check out, okay? And it could be the fact that you've got too much free radicals running rampant, doing their damage, and you can see the after effect. Nobody wants premature aging, for sure. Especially if you're living longer, right? You don't want to be like, man, they should have buried this guy a long time ago. What the heck's going on? And this guy, you're only in your 30s or 40s, and you look like you're in your 90s. I'm sure that is not a conversation you want to be part of, right? So the question is, how can we reduce acidity and free radicals in our body? Fantastic question, and I'm glad you asked, because we're going to do a deep dive into both of those questions after watching this video. So sit back, we're going to talk about how you can help yourself with this free radical.
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health, since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are: helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, Drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about
Okay, so we do know about, and if you didn't know about it, now you know about it, right? So
magnetized
we're going to be
when we
talking
are
about
thirsty,
that in more detail on this call. I'm going to take a sip of my magnetized water. Just bear with me. Thank you. I should have done it while the video was on. Anyway, the chemical reaction of water when super magnetized is known as water hydrolysis. So we're going to talk about H2O, as you know, which is water. Dissociates into two different ions here, hydrogen ions and hydrogen ions. So this is really, really important. I didn't even realize how important it was until I came across this information a couple of months back. So H2O dissociates into OH minus, your hydrogen ions, and H plus, which is hydrogen ions. That has a clustered effect, okay, on the water, which is why we're going to look at what happens when you super magnetize your water with this product. And minerals found in the water react with the hydrogen ions. We have calcium, we have magnesium. When consuming magnetized water, it's going to reduce the body's acidity. Okay, so that's one thing that we spoke about. How do we reduce the body's acidity? That is one way it's going to get done. The second way that we're talking about is these pesky free radicals. So when you drink this water, the hydrogen ions react with the excess free radicals in your body, forming water. A lot of people, when they drink this product, take this product for the first time, and even after the first times, they find it has like a detoxing effect. Because guess what? It's doing something in your body. All right, all these free radical damage and all the stuff that's going on, you may need to be closer to your washroom when you first start taking the product. All right, and so we're talking about free radical neutralizing from this H2O, guys. So this is really amazing how a product that you can take with you anywhere in the world, wherever you are, and this is going to be a lifestyle choice for you. And it's like, why would you not want to get all the benefits that you heard on that video? Better looking skin, healthy hair, nails, whatever, and the things that you don't know what's going on in your body. This is going to help one way or the other, because you're definitely going to be wanting to drink more water. And you're hearing this from a guy who has been like totally converted, because I didn't used to drink more than maybe 1.5 liters, maybe 2 liters at best. And now look at me. I'm a water evangelist. I'm telling people, drink your water, hydrate yourself. And I've seen the benefits, and you'll hear about that when we start to talk about the testimonials on how people have taken this product and what it's done for them. Okay. Now, another quiz. Did you know that your body is at least 70%, and that is not even close. It's way more than 70% water. We are full of water, and some people are full of something else, but I'm not going to talk about that on this Zoom. So imagine if you are not hydrating yourself, your body is going to know about it. Your body's going to tell you about it, and it shows up in different ways. All of those things I listed before could be a result of hydration problem, not getting enough water. All right. And even if you are drinking a lot of water, is the water actually doing what you think it's going to do? That's the other question. So is the water we're drinking of good quality? And is it actually doing what it allegedly should be doing? Okay, so I was coming from the other spectrum. I wasn't drinking enough, period, for me to even say water. I just didn't like the taste too much of it. So now that I have magnified and supercharged my water, trust me, it's the first thing I drink in the morning, and it's the last thing I drink before I go to sleep. It's just there, literally on my bedside lantern, and I look for that even when I'm out on the street and I have my cell phone with me. Guess what? My 2-liter water jug is walking with me same time. My best drink that I now love and want to share with everybody about this. So hear from another doctor. This gentleman here, Dr. Lyle Ribeiro, he says water determines disease, water determines health. Appropriate, adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as medicine, 100%. And the gentleman I will speak about every week, I'm not contracted to, but I just love to talk about this gentleman, We call him Dr. Batman, but I forget how to pronounce his surname. And he wrote a book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. Another doctor, got way more credibility than I ever have in this space. And he spoke about how your body, and in fact, not even just talking about it, this is actually for real. He treated inmates, over 3,000 inmates, with what? Anodine, some other pharmaceutical. No, he treated them with water, pure and simple. Uptake their intake of water, and of course, tremendous. And I say, of course, as a result of that, tremendous health results people were seeing. Okay, so it's not on trial like, does water, do we need it and stuff like that. We absolutely need it, but again, how do we get past the problem that people don't like to drink the water? Like me, I wasn't drinking enough. Well, bingo, this product has now solved that problem. And secondly, the health benefits that's come as a result of magnetized water that you're going to hear about is just immense, absolutely immense. So this is why we see what people who may be drinking water, they're not feeling hydrated. They're still feeling, like their lips are still dry. It could be other stuff, right? That's causing it. They could be drinking water. It may not have the effect. They may be taking some tablets or whatever, right? That may not be doing the best for them. Unfortunately, as you get older, when I see my dad, for example, he's on lots of different meds, and that product there could be causing that and that. So if we can get rid of as much of that as possible, just to get your body in a state where it's not dependent on those pharmaceuticals, because you don't know, if you look at the small print, you probably wouldn't take it if you didn't really have to. And so ideally, we want our bodies to be fully hydrated. Now, this is a great, every time I look at this slide, I was actually somewhere recently, and they had a beautiful fish tank, and it was looking like the one on the left, not the one on the right. If it looked like the one on the right, you'll have to call up somebody to say, hey, these guys are abusing the fish. They're killing the fish, right? You don't want their fish to be looking like that. Now, if you spent money, of course, one thing with human beings, you spend money on something, you're going to pay attention to it, right? You're going to probably take it that much more. If you've got some invested interest in anything, whether it's, a product or anything, you give somebody something for free, and that something for free could be worth, let's say, $1 trillion, which is way more, it's not even close to what your body's actually worth, right? You wouldn't cut off one of your fingers for $1 million or even $1 trillion. But we treat it like, because it's free, we'll just do whatever. Now, the problem is, my friends, is that you're not intentionally doing it, right? You not intentionally want to damage yourself with these acidic drinks or the acidic foods and stuff like that, but you end up with a fish tank in your body looking like that. Your cells are swimming in maybe not the best environment, as opposed to what it should look like, more like on the left. You can see the oxygen at the top of the tank there, right? There's life. Water should be fluid, right? You should be moving. It should be like this, not like sitting there. I don't know about you guys, but I buy these big liters of water, 15 liters of water. I go to the supermarket, I have to wash it down, spray it down with vinegar, get rid of all the dust and the dirt. I don't know how long that's been sitting there before I get it. It's definitely not come straight from the springs, right? It's definitely not fresh from the Highland Springs that it might say on the label. It's been sitting there for God knows how long. And then I drink it, and I'm wondering why I'm not feeling the benefits. So, my friends, what you're going to see with this product, I've got I ain't got the product in front of me. We'll look at that afterwards. You'll see that there's a magnet in the product. There's a combination of the two, and it will show you how that just keeps the water moving. Okay, it's bringing the water to life, and then the other component adds the minerals that we no longer get for the most part. Right, so those two are so important that this gentleman is going to talk about it in 2 minutes. So guys, be back in a couple of minutes.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
All right, he caught me out there. Sometimes he keeps talking and he doesn't say anything, like those old Bruce Lee flicks that we used to watch back in the day. So,
First,
okay, he's going to talk again. I'm going to talk this time, and I'm going to just break down exactly what he was mentioning about this whole process that takes place. So again, I think the picture paints 1,000 words, as they say. If this is your cell that needs these 3 key elements, right? Needs nutrients, you need to be hydrated, it needs oxygen. All right, we spoke about that at the beginning of the call, that not just the air we breathe, of course, but your cells need it. So check this out. Water without being magnetized is going to look like this example. You see these clusters we spoke about earlier? Well, if this is your cell and you've got these clusters, how the heck is it going to hydrate your cell? Not chance. Okay, so these clusters need to be broken down, which is why those ions, that chemical reaction that takes place with magnetic water, makes such a big difference. So at best, you're getting partial hydration of your cells at best. So you're buying, spending money, good money on maybe just, whatever water, whatever brand, whatever filtered water is great, fantastic. It's going to definitely give you a better quality of water that you're taking. And whatever you may be spending on your bottled water, you don't want to be just a middle person, just drinking it, and going to the washroom, and you're not feeling the benefits of it. So let's just have a look at what happens when you have magnetic treatment taking place. It's just broken down. Those clusters are no longer there. It makes such a big difference. Why is it that water that tastes light and refreshing, and if you did a blind test with somebody who doesn't drink water normally, i.e. me, you'll probably find that they will opt for water that had been magnetically treated as opposed to your regular water. Why? It's more lighter. It tastes like it even tastes better, and it almost it encourages you to drink water and definitely get you moving. You know what I'm saying? So the magnetization breakup of these clusters decreases the water hardness, promoting hydration and total nutrients of your cells. Okay, so the things about this company has been very good in what they deliver, which is alkalizing the blood, reducing excess free radicals, and improves in oxygenation. So I'd love to see a before and after, somebody who had a blood test done or whatever before they started drinking the water, 90 days later, and then what it looks like. It doesn't even need to be 90 days, but a good time of drinking the water, and just to see what the difference is before and after. So you want to hear about psilocybin. This is a product offering from Timol. You can do a search. There's a lot of research on this company, and you're gonna see why we are excited about it, because it's not just great research, publishing, and all this kind of stuff. No, it's actually having a real effect on our bodies when we start to take it. Sometimes you take stuff and you're like, is it really working? Is it a placebo? Was it something else? And it's like, no, my goodness, it must be the water. What else have I done? I've not done anything else besides drink the water. And so it's hard to believe that just drinking the water that you thought may not have any massive effect on you is having such a profound effect on so many people. Sometimes straight away, sometimes months down the road, and they're just realizing, wow, the thing that I used to complain about, which is something that you'll hear about from me, I no longer complain about anymore. So it's not just me, not just the people who invited you on this call tonight that are excited about it and believe in it. This got from the World Health Organization. They gave a certification to this company, Timol, as recognizing that, and I'll just read a couple of the lines here, recognition of their suitability of the Brazilian company Timol as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting a system or method of magnetic water treatment or correction as a system or method of health protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency. There you go. So it's not, this was done 10 years after the company was established out there. So, you've got real information here, real certification to prove what they're doing is bang on. So guys, drum roll time. This is the product that you can have in your home and utilize it. You don't need to go to the nearest spring somewhere out in the countryside to get the fresh water straight from source. No, you can just amplify the water that you're regularly drinking and have massive benefits from it. So guys, we don't trying to sell you on this product. We just sell you on the benefits of drinking with this product because it makes such a difference. So this product here is the mega combo. So it's two products in one. Okay, on the left side you've got the magnet, and on the other side you've got the minerals. Okay, the dynamic duo, and they work phenomenally together. So this particular product will treat up to 20 liters of water, and we have a mini version does exactly the same thing. Will treat up to 3 liters. I'll show you some different appliances how you can take the water with you. So the effects is the most important thing. The alkalinization of the body and the blood, which is the first thing we spoke about. Our friend over 100 years ago spoke about how can we get our bodies in a more alkaline state. Increasing bone mineral mass. Now we know as people age, osteoporosis, easy for me to say, osteoporosis and things of that nature are a big challenge to the elderly. Okay, and so as we age, there's nutrients and things that we're no longer getting. It's going to start making an effect on us. All right, so this helps, and I believe that part really helped me. Blood oxygenation, increasing minerals in water by Top H plus. So again, the green one is called Top H plus. The blue one is psilocybin, and the two of them again are my Batman and Robin. They are my dynamic duo. My friends, I do not take that lightly. So somebody liked my joke. That's good. You're my friend for life. So 20 liters this one will choose. I'm just gonna, guys, you mute your lines, please. Thank you very much. The other one does 3 liters. Now both products. Whoops, I've gone too far there. Got too excited. Both products will have the same lifespan. So whether it's the mega or the mini. So the magnet lasts 30 years. It's not a product you need to buy next week or next month or next year, unfortunately. And And or fortunately, depending which way you look at it. And the green one, the minerals, again, you do not need to buy again for another 3 years at least. So once you buy this product, mark in your calendar 3 years from now before you even need to think about replacing one of the components. Absolutely the best value of money that I could imagine out there. Don't think anything comes close to this whatsoever. So we're talking about different appliances, mini version. I walk around obviously with my water bottle, you know, something I can take in the gym, take in the car, take on the plane, anywhere I go. This does not leave my sight. Yeah. In church, with me 24/7. It's near me. It's in close proximity all the time. You can have one that's in your home. The 20-liter version will treat up to 20 liters. You don't need to have 20 liters. It will do up to 20 liters. You can have that in various different guises. You know, the water jug. You can have like a filtration unit with a tap on the front. You know, whichever way you mix it, as long as you can get access to it. And that's what we have. So many different uses. Of course, if you've got people, big family, you know, you could start sharing it and sampling with people. I've done a couple of samples with people this week, and I'm waiting for them to give me some feedback on how they've got on with the product. So go online, do a search, do your research. There's about Silosimo. There's a lot of information out there. A lot of it may be in Portuguese. We are getting a lot more English speaking because the company's been in one particular company, Brazil, for the first 18 years of its life, and then the last few years it's now been, the word is out, my friends. You know, it's not just people in Brazil now that are benefiting from it, or you know, Portuguese speaking countries. We're now expanding around the world, and it's amazing to see. So this gentleman here is somebody who I definitely would love to shake his hand and have a conversation with him in Portuguese or English. I have to brush up on my Portuguese, but I do want to just let him know that how grateful I am that he created this company. I mean, it's rare, my friends, that a company 22 years ago is still around today, and yet nobody's heard of it. Like, that is insane. So they've done all of their good work mainly in Brazil, and now, you know, few of us are now water evangelists. We're going out there, we're spreading the word, we're telling people, guys, you need to check this company out, right? Whatever you do, just have a look at what's going on, try the product, and you be the judge for yourself, right? So he had this whole thing here, knowing the dangers of consuming poor quality water over long periods. Carlos Henrique Pereira de Silva founded Timol in 2004 with this mission in mind: to provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. Now, my friends, you have to be somebody seriously driven, and anything in life. You know, there's a book by Rick Warren called The Purpose Driven Life. You've got to have something that is way bigger than you and going to outlive you. I mean, his whole legacy here, whatever he was doing before, I didn't know his businesses that he was involved with before, but he done very well for himself. But this, for sure, is what he will be remembered throughout the world outside of his, you know, background, because of the amount of lives that have been affected through this company, this one company. And now his daughter is involved. You know, we had a chat with them a couple of times on these presentations, and it'd be great to have them back on because they are looking to really expand these English speaking markets. But we have a true legacy company here, my friends. Something that we're just literally scratching the surface. It's not even like close. It's so wide open. And so this is why I get excited every Monday and Thursday on these Zooms, because I just love this company and what the company stands for. So again, 22 years now in the market. Always takes, I'm going to update these slides. Do your search, go to Google Scholar, and you'll see articles, publications on what this is all about. Real office in Brazil, okay? And so we've got a lot of information there for your your disposal. And I said over 20 countries. You know, we've got countries listed, not listed, sorry, where people are taking this product, having tremendous results. Now, my friends, we're going to be sharing some testimonials in a minute, but really important, we're not here to say that this product cures disease. You know, we are not now all medical professionals and stopping people in the street and then, you know, shoving this product into their lap. But we know with our passion for this product how it's helping people. Just adding this to your water, what the after effect, what the ripple effect is having to people and their bodies. So rather to magnetize water, this is what we're talking about. Magnetized water will be an adjunct in health treatment and will improve your quality of life by reducing acidity and free radicals in the body. There's many products on the market, all right? As we know, this health wellness industry is trillions of dollars, right? We know it's a huge market space. But the two most important things, guys, for me, is knowing if I've got something that I know I need to drink water. It's just the most basic thing that if somebody is not well and they're in hospital, can somebody tell me that what would you expect to find on their little tray with their stuff when they're taking their medication? What do you think they will the nurses are going to give them on their trays? Do you think it's going to be Sprite? Do you think it's going to be 7-Up? Dragon Stout? No, it's going to be water, right? And so we know we need to be drinking water. When we're not well, we need to drink water. And so the mere fact is, by adding this to our water, something that we should be doing anywhere around the world, my friends, everybody knows we need to drink water. What an amazing product. If we can affect lives just by adding this to the mix, is going to be an absolute game changer, guys. So I'm going to just stop the share for a minute. I want to see if anybody has a testimonial they want to come on and share. I did have a friend who I shared the product with, and I've been going on at her to come on because she had a powerful response on sampling the water. But if anyone wants to come on, just raise your hand first of all, and then I'll spotlight you, and then come on and let's hear from you. Whilst we're waiting for that to happen, I just want to share what happened for me. For those of you who are brand new to this call, I've been suffering with this pain. In fact, until I hit my 50s, now you know how old I am, I never really had any pain whatsoever, and really looked after myself, playing football and stuff of that nature. Anyway, as I got up in age, I wasn't exercising a lot, and I wasn't, moving a lot, more importantly. And so, I don't know, I travel a lot, and that's probably the only time I do a lot of movement. And I was getting this sciatica pain, and my goodness, I never knew how to even spell sciatica, and I had this pain in my legs that was just crazy. And then I found out, things I need to do, stretches, and I ended up having this pain in my hip. And even after the sciatica pain went, thank God, this pain in my hip will just come randomly, and it will just literally, it just almost put me in a state where I couldn't move, right? It was that bad. I just literally had to sit down and wait it out. I felt the pain. And all I can say, guys, is I know how I felt. And this is what I found by taking this product, that I no longer have that pain. Did I do anything different? No. I spent the money I used to spend going to the chiro, physio, and getting my bloods done and all this kind of stuff, right? Nothing could get to the root of the problem. Now, am I cured? I know I need to drink water. I suppose if I went a day without drinking this water, I'll probably start to feel the effects again. Now, all I can say is, I'm drinking way more water than I've ever drunk before in a day, right? And secondly, I'm moving. I genuinely feel 10, 15 years younger. I'm moving way better than I've done in a long time. Sometimes I move my body in a way, and I'm thinking that way I used to feel, I don't feel anymore. Sometimes your body kind of holds itself because it doesn't want you to go through any pain. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So anybody want to come on and share? This is a time for sharing. This, I like to call this my testimonial Thursday. And then, we'll spend, a couple of people who want to come on before I go back to the slideshow. Let me see if there's anybody in the chat. I don't see anybody yet. Well, guys, I'm not going to just hold up in a dead space. I'm going to continue with the presentation, and then if anybody wants to come on, I'll just stop what I'm doing. So this is such an amazing product, guys. When I saw these slides for the first time back in January, and I can't believe it, to be honest. I can't believe at the start of the year, I never knew that this company existed. And now I'm just like blown away, absolutely blown away. So let me go back to the slides. This blew me away when I saw um, some of these testimonials. Let me just show you. Let me go back to screen number 2. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So we had this slide here, and again we have the video in Portuguese. I'm going to try and get this translated. When I saw this, and I was like, man, what is this? Is this the same company? Is this a different product? Do they have a? Is it a skincare product that they have? And the guy's got the product showing in his hand. I'm like, wow, that's amazing, absolutely mind blowing for it to do that. And then you have this gentleman here again, the outward appearance. What I don't know the story behind this guy here, but I saw the images and I'm like, wow, the before and afters are absolutely mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. So I'm like, man alive, if that can do that, and I know people who are nowhere near got skin issues, nowhere close to that, and they've got, you know, some one of my aunties actually suffering from eczema, and I know, you know, she had to put this cream on, it's bentonite cream growing up, and just to soften it, and it's horrible, it's hard on the skin, and for that to happen, I'm like, wow. And then let's check this out. We've got some people who've been suffering from diabetes. I tell you guys, all of the different health challenges, I can list people in my family who have gone through the most unfortunate situations, whether it's cancer, whether it's diabetes, where they had to lose a body part because they're a diabetic. And man, if I knew about this product, and again, I don't know if it would have had the same effect, but we've seen people who didn't need to have surgery done after they stepped on their foot, stepped on something on their foot, right? And you're going to see, you know, a couple of examples of that. If I knew about this product, it may have prevented my auntie from losing her foot. And you know, to lose half your leg in your 80s is not a great thing, right? Nobody wants that. To lose the freedom that she had leaving the house and stuff like that. It's such a massive difference. So man, you know, you can't put a price on that. So prevention is obviously better than cure. So again, this is a gentleman who I believe he's the #1 guy out in Brazil, just literally helping so many people with this product. This one, oh yeah, I had a slide here, but I removed it because I was going to update it. What about pets? We've got pets in this, you know, who are drinking water the same way, right? People want their pets to live as long as they can and have good quality of life. And so I know how traumatic. Again, I had my one of my aunties, her cat passed away, and you know, it passed away from cancer, and it was so quick, and it's devastating. It's you know, you get attachment and stuff like that. So whether it's a human being, whether it's an animal, if we can have prolong our quality of life by something that you can do that's at your fingertips, why wouldn't you? How about plants, my friends? How about agriculture? Okay, this is more of an industrial product, but they're seeing more growth, more crops being produced, farmers getting more out of their cows, more milk. I mean, again, who wouldn't want to get the benefit? So you imagine if you had a plant at home or flowers at home, you can do a little test with this water. Put your regular water in it, whatever quality of water that you've got, pour it in one, put, you know, a flower in one, and in the other, put the magnetized water, and just see what happens for yourself. Do your own little experiment before and after, and then you'll see it right before your very eyes. What is this, you know, what's going on, right? So again, we're talking about transform your life, my friends. This company, Timol, they know what they're doing. They've been doing this now for 22 years. The company is not on trial. So many people have had a benefit from it. And so on this call, we talk about health. On a Monday call, we talk more about the other side of our business, which is for those people who want to, you know, now how you can make some money out of this, because not everybody is interested in the health aspect. Some people just like, Joe, show me the money now, right? But on this call, we like to just, you know, I like to call it Testimonial Thursdays, because you know, I want to hear from people who've got a story, and so you can hear that it's not just me, you know, just excited about this, but we've got a community from Brazil to the UK, now Canada, people in the States, all over Africa, Europe, you name it. This thing is starting to grow, and we're looking to lock arms with people on that basis. So, guys, we thank you for your time, and I hope this new time works well. I've got somebody who's raised their hand there. All right, yes, Harold. Let me stop the slide there. Over to you. Let me put the spotlight on you. I've got a couple of people raise their hands. So great. So first of all, I should put the ladies on first. So who says chivalry was dead? Not me. So Sandra, we're gonna hear from you first, and then we will head over to Harold the Angel. So Sandra, if you can come on camera. Oh, you're there already. I didn't even need to say anything.
Hi.
You're
Good
looking
afternoon,
great.
everyone.
How you doing?
Hi, Leroy.
Hey, yeah.
I know it's been a couple weeks now that you've been trying to get me on. I've been just so busy. I hope my
Yeah.
camera is clean because sometimes my kids complain, "Oh, mom, your camera is a
It's
mess."
good.
Can you see me well?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
wonderful.
All
Yeah.
right. So, I wanted to, come on and talk about how Leroy had brought the oh geez, someone's calling my phone. Hold on. Let me decline that.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Can you
We're here.
still see? Okay,
We
sorry
can see
about
you.
that.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, a couple weeks ago over the Easter holiday actually, Leroy had brought 4 liters for me to sample. And that was the Monday, which was the 6th of April. So I started drinking it on the Tuesday because he told me, do not drink it overnight because you might have, to go to the washroom. And I'm like, okay, I really don't want to be disturbed at night, so I'm going to do it, in the next day. So anyway, I started drinking the water the Tuesday. Now, before that, let me just say that I was experiencing pain in my knees, low libido. Um, I had fallen at work in 2015 and I hurt my knee, so it kind of slowed me up from even exercising and stuff because the pain was just on and off and bothering me. So anyway, so the Tuesday I started drinking the water, and I noticed that when I drank the water, you drink it and you literally feel it go through your whole body, like it's like it goes through your veins and everything. It's just straight through your whole body. So I drank the water. Couple hours, I start going to the washroom and everything, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So anyway, my husband has my bed very high, so I have to use a stool to actually climb up on the bed. And I noticed the night I didn't even use a stool. I'm like, oh, I climbed on the bed without using the stool, and I'm like, oh, but I'm not even feeling any pain. But I go, this is only one day. So anyway, I continued drinking it. I did go to the washroom probably 2 times in the night, which was okay, it wasn't too bad. And then the next day, I finished the water. And believe you me, like I said, 2 days, I started feeling, this might be a little bit, personal, but I started feeling my body. Like I was like, oh, I have feelings still. And oh, my knees are not hurting me. So, just 2 days, I'm like, I'm sold. I mean, I want Leroy to bring me some more. I want to get on this thing. So that's my testimony. I don't know about anybody else, but 2 days for me sold me because I actually had results.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks. Yeah. When you told me that, I was like, you've got to get on my Zoom one of these
I
days.
know.
That's
Yes, I'm,
amazing.
I'm I'm glad to report that drinking the water has really made a difference in my life. Those two
Awesome.
days, absolutely.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thanks very much. Bless you.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you, Leroy.
Cheers. You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys.
Thanks very much. Bye bye.
That's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, right. Looking as lovely as ever. So over to Harold.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, this
Good. How you doing, brother?
if anyone's new on this call, you need to hear this. I mean, I know I tell you all the time, every time I'm experiencing different testimonials, I just share again. First of all, when I first got this product, I rushed. Well, basically, as I got it, I went away for the weekend. I was dancing away, and what actually happened? I was in the hotel, I had something to eat, and it was really sort of wasn't very tasteful. But I just started to drink this, and it's a good thing I was in the hotel. Actually, actually, I had about 3 baths that weekend in that hotel. Right?
Wow.
But obviously, when I say we have it in the Caribbean, we call it a washout. Man, I tell you, it cleaned me up, but it was so good. And I just let you know, you do go to the toilet quite a lot, well, and it gets all rubbish out your system. The second testimonial was every year I actually suffer for the last 5 years. Every March, a whole month straight, I suffer with I don't like to call it hay fever, but my eyes really sore. I had to hitch them, and rub them raw, till they're red, and for a whole month straight. And I obviously, and I started to use this spray, the water, spray my eyes. And the whole of March up until today, no itching, no sore, no red eyes. Just spray this water in my eyes. Also spray my face as well. Be told I look younger. And the third testimonial was I actually for my volunteering for the community. I drive under 12 football club. I took them to our favourite team, Chelsea's academy in Cobham. So because they were a long distance drive, I didn't drink my water. I thought, So the next day, I had a serious migraine. I thought, how can I have a migraine? I'm drinking water. I didn't realize I hadn't drank my water for a whole day. And I got this migraine. And I went to the post office, got home, started to drink my water. I went to our friend's house, who lives 15 minutes away from me. And within 15 minutes to get to our friend's house, my migraine went. Now, let me tell you something. Whenever I get dehydrated, I'll have a migraine. It takes at least 2.5 hours. I drink water. It's 2.5 hours before it goes away. It went within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Next testimony is I like to snack out. We all do, don't we? I have these what they call these cheese biscuits. They're small ones, mini cheddars. Couldn't believe it, right? I was eating it the other day, and I could taste the oil. I was like, I could taste the oil. Funny enough, I bought some other crisps the other day. They were lentils, and again, I could taste the oil. Also, as well, I'm noticing when I'm eating things, I can taste the sugar. This water is bringing out the actually taste buds of what you're eating. And I'm starting to say, I shouldn't be taking that. So it's making me not snack out like I do regularly. Yeah. So that's really phenomenal. So that's my testimonials. And just to share with you, I got thank Natalia, a friend of mine got diagnosed about 3 weeks ago with breast cancer, and she was in the hospital. And Natalia, I went to Natalia's house to pick up the product, and I delivered this to the hospital. And Natalia spoke to her, and she was in tears. She said, Errol's going to come to the hospital and bring you your products. I brought the product to her in hospital. Also, I went to IKEA, bought a 5-litre glass jar to put the water in. I actually charged up 5 liters, gave it to her. I said, right, drink that. Yeah. Funny enough, 2 of her cousins were in the hospital by her bedside. One of them goes, I don't drink water. I only drink fizzy water. I said, fizzy water's acid. I went, nurse, can I have 3 cups, please? So I poured a cup for the 2 cousins, and I sat down with my friend. After half an hour, my friend's obviously in bed like a zombie because of all this drugs she'd be taking. She's like, oh, wow. Release. Obviously, she's going through, the flushing out. She goes, oh, excuse me about the smell, everybody. And obviously, she's flushing out. And one of the cousins who didn't drink water said, oh, can I have another cup, please? I was like, oh, wow, there you go. And then 2 days later, my friend from hospital rang me. She said, Harold, the swelling's gone down in my hand. I'm going to it regularly. It's the best I've felt for a long time. I feel I've got my life back. Now, I actually, every week, twice a week, I actually contact her. we spoke to her yesterday. She's at home now, and she said, you know what, she can't stop thanking me for the water because she's obviously, going through the process, but because of the water, it's helping her feeling herself again. And I'm so happy that, that's my personal testimony, and it it, it gives me goosebumps when I speak to her, knowing that, when she said to me, "Thank you," she can't stop thanking me for giving her water. I was like, wow. So this product, everybody, we have a catchphrase. Don't leave home without it. I've got another catchphrase as well. Let thy water be your medicine or your food, and your food be your water.
Yes.
Amen.
I'll drink to that. Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that, man. That's powerful. That is powerful. And you can't put a price on that, right? That lady thanking you profusely about that. It's the way I feel, Glenn shared this with me in January, and yeah, I'm forever grateful. It's been the best thing by far that I've done for my health, and so many people are yet to feel the benefits because they just don't know about it. So yeah, thanks very much for that. So we are at the end of our Zoom, my friends. If you've got any questions about the product, how can you get it, how much is it, and all that stuff, get back to whoever's invited you on the call. They'll be able to. There you go. You've got the two different versions there. Harold's our model for the product, so he's got the mega there on the. Show it up again. You've got the mega and you've got the mini product. So you've got the two different sizes. So whichever one is appropriate, I'll get both of them. Feels like you're in a generation game, right? Yes, the blue and the green, my friends. That is what you want, as they say. Yeah, spray it in your eyes. Yeah, for powerful testimony, we having people spraying it in on their eyes and the things that they don't need to worry about, rubbing their eyes and stuff like that. And it's a game changer for sure. It's absolutely game changer from the outside in. So guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks for spending an hour with us. And like I said, we're on to something pretty amazing here. So hope you can join us on the next one, which is Monday coming. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? This is the best kept secret out there. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you guys absolutely at the top. Stay hydrated, my friends. We are done. Let me stop.